Oh, hi. Sorry. I was having so much fun with this music making. So, welcome to Mindbeam, where we learn and explore through art, design, and play. Today, we're going to explore and learn how to make a musical instrument called a rattle. And rattles are really amazing instruments and have been used all over the world for a really long time, and they come in all different shapes and sizes. I'm going to make 2 different kinds of rattles, and I'm going to show you the kinds that I designed, and it'll help maybe inspire you to design and make your own. Really beautiful rattles. You can see here, this one's made of, what's this material do you think? And it has a little ball inside, which gives extra movement, a little bit of sound. This is part of a deer, and so maybe a deer was found, and in indigenous traditions, those are people native to certain parts of the world. Animal is used in many different kinds of ways to show respect, and used in cultural and traditions and music making and different kinds of ceremonies. It's really great sound. So there's beads inside, and so you can hear the sound it makes on this rattle. This one's from a South American country called Colombia. This is made of a kind of fruit that is eaten, gourd. And you can see here these beautiful designs that are etched here in detail. This is the artwork as part of the design here, and some string and feathers. This is like respect. Again, you can see animals have there's a lot of respect for animals, so this is represented in the design, including some wood from a tree, and they burned and carved this into this shape as part of the handle for this rattle. And these rattles are from the continent of Africa, and specifically West Africa, Ghana, a country in West Africa. You can see here, this rattle is a really beautiful, cool shape. Shape repeated a little bit in one of our designs. And look at the different shapes here. This is also made from plants. These are from plants that have been dyed different colors. And you can see a lot of time was taken to wrap this plant material, it's dried plant material, around to make this shape. And the bottom is also similar to this South American, this Colombian rattle, and part of a gourd was cut out and sewn as the base of this rattle, and then it was made sort of like a basket. If you've ever seen a basket made, there's different plant material that's used to make the skeleton or the structure of this basket shape. And then here are our rattles. Some natural material and some material that we've used in other kinds of projects that you'll see again in future projects too. So we'll get to those in a minute. So are you excited about rattles yet? I know I am. Take about 10 seconds to think about and contemplate some rattle designs of your own. Maybe you can write it down or just think about it and keep it in your mind and your imagination. Maybe think about the color or different colors you might want to use, or the shape. Think about all the different kinds of shapes we've shown here, but also the different kind of shapes that you see around you. And also maybe the material you'd like to use, or the material you'd like to put inside to make the kind of sound that you like. Let's make some music. So you can see I have, these are different shaped rattles this time. They are egg shaped, and one is made of plastic, and there's little tiny metal beads, and the other has some seeds that are similar to the Colombian rattle. The same people made this egg-shaped rattle and this one, and you can see here, sounds a little bit softer, and there's different amazing designs here. So we're gonna practice making some music with these rattles. So once you make yours, you'll have some practice improvising, which is a type of music making or a type of way to create that is just kind of how we feel, and we just do what we feel in the moment. We don't really plan it too much. Improvising is one of my favorite ways to create. I also like to plan too. They're both really important parts of the creation process and the way we express ourselves. So we're gonna do some practice. Let's see, which one should we choose? I'll choose 2 of these. So you can practice making beats, different beats like that. Slow beat, or you can get a little faster. And we call that rhythm. When we're putting different notes together, we call that a rhythm. Different beats together and a different grouping of beats together, we create rhythms. So that's what we're gonna do with these rattles. So we can start off very simple. And then we can even add some words if we want. Shake, 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 shake. Whatever words you want to put in, you can improvise whatever you're feeling. Even if it's just sounds, you can also make music doing just sounds like bleepity bleep, bloopity bloop, blap blop bleedy bleed, bloopity blob, bloop bleep, bleepity blah, bleep bleep bleepity bleepity blee. Get your rattle. We're gonna make our rattle soon so you can get making some music. We're gonna get started. So this is the Discover Zone, and we are going to take apart our rattle and figure out how it's made and what materials that we used and some of the design choices and the ways that were helpful to put this together so that it's stable, sturdy, and durable, or lasts for a longer period of time. So, what are some of the material choices and the colors and the shapes? And you can see there are various kinds of materials, and many different things can be used to make your rattle. You can also use the same materials that I use, but in the Create Zone, we're going to show you how to do certain parts like this edge, how we got that very evenly spaced edge. But let's just begin. So some of these materials I wanted to use to have kind of funny, wiggly hair. So I had this material around, and mostly I use materials that I have around and that I want to reuse and reuse in a different way, or use materials that I have used in other projects so that we don't waste or use too many materials that are harmful to the earth. So there's also a way to use recycled materials and to repurpose, like I've done with many of these materials, so you don't have to buy as many new things. So here's hair. This is also hair. This is just thread, and this is different color thread, and I just stuffed it into these cut straws. You can see here these cut pieces of straw, and I just cut them and twisted in this hair. You can see there. And then I have this hair, which is again this twisty, wiggly, shiny kind of thread that I have. If you don't have this exact kind, that's okay. You can use what you have. You can use almost anything to make hair. So get really creative and think about what kinds of things you can maybe cut into pieces to form hair, maybe some old clothes, maybe just extra materials that are around. And then the eyes, you guessed it, are also cut straws. Tubes, little tubes. I created the eyebrows using these straws and cutting the design that I wanted. I just cut the black parts off here and had the white on the outside and the black on the inside. And that's 2 eyebrows. And of course we have our googly eyes. You don't have to have Google eyes, but you can also create eyes using paper and marker, black marker, and just color in the pupils. Google eyes are really fun and amazing, and we're gonna use them a lot in our different projects and activities. And you have this really interesting nose that makes a sound. So this is a bell nose that I just pushed in with a little push pin. And we have some threads that I had around for a mustache. So you can see how that was done, and we used some rope, and I just glued on some rope here. And now our paper's coming off. That's okay, because we're gonna take that apart, and I'll show you how to make that later in the Create Zone. So you can see here, rope, any kind of rope will do. Look at that, that looks kind of cool. We're probably gonna reuse that in a different project. Look at all the really interesting things we could probably do with that. Can you think of some? I can right away.